All right.
Happy Friday. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is your boys at FPS Guides. Y'all know who it is. It's Captain Stiffy. We got Top Hat Jones. We got Ilokana SC in his house.
What's up, y'all? How's it going, everybody?
It's the 22nd of March.
The revered day.
The day we have been waiting for
a long time.
Sekiro has released, ladies and gentlemen, and we have been playing the balls out of it.
We will have impressions for you at the top of the show.
Shortly. So, without further ado, let's go into the intro.
Oh, by the way, I found out the requirements to become a Twitch affiliate.
Okay.
50 followers. So
50
I updated
followers.
the goal. Yeah. So now instead of...
Let's go. More than
We're at
halfway
33.
there.
Yeah, we need 50.
We're over halfway there.
Tell your friends.
Hell yeah.
Tell your friends.
Tell your enemies.
Tell your kids. Tell your dogs.
Tell your wives.
Tell your teachers.
Yeah, let's get to 50.
Tell your probation
Street.
officer. Whoever you got. Tell them. It's like,
That'd
yo,
be
add
sweet.
my boys.
Like, yo, you like video games?
So, yeah. So, get some people on there. Make some dummy accounts. Don't do that. We're not telling you to do that. Wink, wink. Kind of telling you. Anyways, we are FPS Guys, ladies and gentlemen. Our goal is to bring the gaming community together with reviews, guides, news, and clutch plays. This is our weekly podcast where we bring you the latest in news, rumors, controversies, and discussions. Here you'll find some facts, some opinions, and a lot of pretty lame jokes. If you like what we do here, be sure to check us out on fpsguides.com and follow us on social medias. For all you listeners out there, FPS Guides podcast can now be found on Apple Play and Spotify. So check it out.
Just click those buttons on the bottom.
Just click all them fancy little buttons over yonder. So anyways, we are a small but growing community comprised of gamers, both young and old, who are just passionate about gaming. If you like what we do here and you want to become a part of the FPS Guides family or perhaps become a content creator, please hit us up on our website, fpsguides.com, right down there. And we'd love to hear from you. So let's go ahead and let's jump into it, right?
Yeah.
So,
hey, what have you guys been playing? Oh, I don't know.
just a little haul of Sekiro. Yeah.
But I have been playing other games too. I did play Metro. I finished Metro actually. That was pretty fun. I got the bad ending. Not super stoked about
bad
that.
ending, but I
Not
mean,
happy
overall
about that.
experience.
Overall experience, very good.
Very good. Very good story.
Scary.
Game.
Much scarier than I thought it was going to be.
It's freaky. It's tense.
And then after that, I started playing Sekiro, but we'll be talking about that a little bit later.
Yeah.
What about you? I know you were playing games before this. It just came out yesterday, so...
So, before I played Sekiro...
Or today, I should say.
I've been playing Devil May Cry. I've been streaming it. You can see our streams on there, or my streams on there for the past week. I beat the game already on the Devil Hunter difficulty. I unlocked the next difficulty, which is the Son of Sparta, which is like the harder one. And so you have to complete on the Son of Sparta in order to get the next one, and so on and so forth. So now I'm playing through it on the hard difficulty, because I played it on the hardest difficulty I could when I first got the game. Now I'm playing on a harder difficulty. So now you can see that. I got it all the way to like halfway. I got like mission 10. It's like 20 missions, but you go ahead and check that out if you are interested. But besides that, of course, last night, 12 o'clock, the clock struck 12, and I immediately started playing Sekiro.
Right.
Yeah.
What about you, Steve?
I played Watch Dogs 2, but let me write something down. When you guys mentioned something about replaying a game on hard. I want
duper mega.
Yeah, I want to find out why y'all do that. I'm gonna just write that down.
Ultra
Yeah,
mega,
yeah.
Okay.
ridiculous
Why?
hard. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
All right. As
we
far
gotta-
as
we gotta-
probably answer that, but
the only game that I played this week so far was Watch Dogs 2.
nice, good game.
Never
Solid.
played it before. Never played the first one either.
So you were going in super fresh.
Super fresh, and the tutorial was whack. Tutorial was very
How is it whack? Like disengaging,
Unintuitive.
uninteresting?
It's meant to teach you how the game works.
Mm-hmm.
I got dumber. Like I figured it out like
I got dumber.
15 minutes when it set me loose. I figured it out better than the tutorial. If you ever play the game, if there's a free trial out there, you got to get an access key. It makes it seem like you got to get it from the guard. I spent 20 minutes trying to pat down the guard, trying to find the access key.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's The guard is a lost. That's not where it is. Although it highlights the guard, like it gives you a hint.
Okay.
It was a total waste. Like
sometimes the objective's not totally clear.
Oh.
I
don't know.
It was dumb. It was.
I mean, did they say it more in the dialogue? Like, maybe you were relying too much on the objective marker.
Maybe you were relying too much on the UI.
Not the dialogue they actually gave you.
Kinda. Is it a spoiler if it's like the first 5 minutes? No, right?
I wouldn't say so.
All right.
It is Watch Dogs 2. It's not like the newest game in the world.
It's a little old now. So.
Yeah. Okay. So the way to get that access key is you needed to hack a camera to hack another camera, and then using a camera, you just have to look at a laptop, and then you get the access key, which is very far-fetched. It's very unrealistic.
It's a video game, bro.
But then I realized, okay,
it's kind of neat though.
That's how the game works.
That's kind of neat.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah,
cool thought.
You know, that's kind of how they incorporate hacking to be fun. You know, because if you're actually hacking, it would be pretty.
It'd be boring and frustrating.
It'd be boring and frustrating.
It's the gameplay feels very similar to Ghost Recon, and I feel like Ubisoft uses a very similar engine across a lot of their games.
They probably do.
They do.
And graphics-wise, gameplay-wise, it's smooth. Mm-hmm. If they ever get a good writer, somewhere to the level of God of War, for example, they would make the best game ever.
Oh, so you said what's lacking is the story element. You said it's
there's stories.
It's kind of cheesy. It's kind of
cheesy, templatey, repetitive.
Like you're not enticed at all by the story to keep going.
Yes, but the way they pull off the technical aspects of the game, there's no bugs. I was running it on Ultra. No bugs. Run smooth. And the lag for controlling the character is not what it is like in other games. So I'm very impressed. They just need the creativity part, story writing, and if they get that down, Ubisoft is gonna be the
king,
the guy that makes the best game ever. So
I felt like, you know, this is also, I guess, more biased because I haven't played the second one. Like, I looked into the story and stuff.
Yeah.
I felt like the narrative and the story for the first one was better.
Uh-huh.
You know, it just seems like you had more of a motivation.
Okay.
As far as, like, what you're supposed to be, what you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, when in Watch Dogs 2, it's like you're kind of just like this rebel punk underground, you know, fighting against the establishment,
against
like that. You know,
well, it feels like it's Google, like some rogue one man or a small crew going against Google. Come on,
exactly. Like he was like, all right, come on, you know, and this is like just some punk, you know, and the last guy who was like a hardened cop, you know, he's retired, you know, he's been on the beat, he's seen some stuff, you know, like with this guy, I feel like he's
just
gonna
keep playing it?
I will though.
Millennial, you know.
I will.
Okay.
I will. You guys recommended it. I mean, it was on sale, guys. It's on sale right now. I think for $9. I picked it up for $9.
You can get the first one for like $2. $3?
Yeah, for the first one.
That's a steal, dude. If you haven't played them, I highly recommend. I mean, they've aged very well. If you like open world games and you like a little bit of spice thrown into your open world games, then check it out. It's super fun.
I got a kick out of, since it's based in San Francisco, one of the first things you got to do is you wake up after a long night of drinking.
Right.
So you've got no clothes on.
Right.
Right. It's the walk of shame. That's the first mission. You got to go buy pants, and you're in San Francisco, and the pants cost like $3,000. It's ridiculous. It's so funny. Like I get it. That's funny.
Oh my goodness.
But anyway, no one cares about Watch Dogs 2. Everyone cares about what y'all, were on. So let's
see.
Yeah,
well, we have some comments in here.
All right, so I guess we'll try and approach this. I want to spend like
Division Matrix asked about.
Random question. I just picked up Witcher 3.
Yeah, I'm late to the party. Did you guys play
mouse and keyboard or controller?
I played with controller.
I also played with
on the computer.
I had it on the console, but if I had it on the computer, I also would have played with the mouse and keyboard or with the controller. For some games, for action games like that, I personally feel like a controller is just, it feels better. It just plays better. But, for shooters and stuff, definitely the best would be a mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, I'd recommend a controller as well.
But for that, I would recommend a controller.
Since you're recommending the controller, on Slick Deals right now, Division Matrix, they've got on Amazon the white Xbox One controller for $38. Great deal. I hardly ever see those on sale.
The white ones are. Yeah,
pick that up. Is that universal across all games? Will it work on a PC?
Yeah.
The Steam basically has a built-in standard that it is meant to work with like basically every game.
Okay.
I actually was looking that up when I was playing Sekiro.
That'll work.
He's got a 360 controller.
That'll
Alright,
work.
I guess that'll work too.
No, I use that at home.
You
so,
do? Okay.
Yeah, I use
Yeah.
a 360 controller.
I was actually looking up with Sekiro, and they had support, the default. They had support for the Xbox controller, but by default, they did not have support for the PlayStation's DualShock.
That makes sense, though.
The
That makes sense,
Xbox controller feels so
Better.
svelte. Yeah, I want to rub my face.
Just better.
I want to pet it.
It just feels like you're holding something
Yeah.
real.
Yeah, it feels
big.
really, really good.
And-
Yeah, pick those up. $38.
Yeah.
Good deal.
That's
Absolutely.
a really good deal. All right, so we're going to talk to you about Sekiro, something we've been so
Sekiro,
excited to talk about.
Let's go.
So there's some gameplay up there. That's
Got my
this guy,
got my
Captain
stream from last night. I have a whole almost 3-hour stream. If you want to check that out. Like I said, I literally I pre-downloaded the game. The clock struck 12. It was twilight, and I immediately started playing it.
Yeah.
Immediately started playing it until 3 o'clock in the morning, and I would have kept going, but I'm like, damn, I gotta work tomorrow. So here I am, reluctantly. But
We're gonna share.
You didn't go to bed till 4 a.m.
I didn't go to bed till about 3:30, 4 or
Dude,
something
I
like that.
went to bed around 2:30, and that's like for
That's-
me,
that's late
very
for him.
late
That's
me.
really late for
It's
him,
Very,
yeah.
very late for me.
So
We're gonna give you our impressions and
Yes.
some feedback on it.
So, all right.
Something I want to emphasize is that people will be like, "Oh, it's just Dark Souls." Like, no, it's not. It's not a Dark Souls or Bloodborne clone.
It's
Totally.
it's so different.
Totally different.
it's so different.
So basically, it's more closer to Neo than any of those, in my opinion. Do you agree
Closer
with
to
that?
Neo.
Would you agree with that?
Ayachi's gonna love that.
If you were to pick one of those 3 games, I would pick Neo rather than Bloodborne or Dark Souls to closely relate it to. Now, some things you have to worry about that you didn't have to worry about, and other things are the
Happy
different
day for
systems of it. Why don't you tell us more about that? Because you're way farther in the game than I am. You got like 3. You have 3 prosthetic weapons, and I have 1.
I was like, oh, I'm going, dude. I'm searching everything top to bottom.
So tell me about the combat. What do you like? What do you don't like? Maybe you tell Seagal about too, because he's never gonna.
I'm watching in the
He's
background.
so
It looks
this.
smooth. It looks-
yeah,
very
that's
smooth.
me training against the undead swordsman. So things I don't like about the game, I don't have anything right now.
I'm not
I
living
can't think
Wow.
of anything negative. I enjoyed every moment of it last night. I was like everything. I mean, just look at it, the user interface. I'm like, oh man, this is so Dark Souls. I love it, but it's not Dark Souls.
So do you have any burning questions about the game maybe that we can answer to like start off the conversation about it?
It's answered by
Just
watching
watching?
it. It looks like it's smooth. Like for games like this, I cannot
So
stand.
Deathblow, yeah.
I can't stand if it's lagging.
It's
or
very
stuttering.
smooth because
It
the
looks
way the
smooth,
combat works in this game is that it has to be very precise, so you can't have any stutter. If there's a stutter, you die.
Is From Software using the same engine?
Yes.
Okay.
It's the same physics engine, the same graphics engine.
And
It's tweaked. It's
feels
tweaked, but
like if you play it, like it feels like this Dark Souls was the granddaddy of this game. Like it has that feel to it.
Is it tight?
You know, it's
Very
it's
tight.
super tight.
Very.
Is
And
it
that's-
rewarding to
extremely rewarding.
hurt your enemies?
It's extremely
Yeah,
rewarding.
yeah.
Like-
Especially when you go into an encounter
Yeah.
and you beat all the guys without getting hit.
Okay.
It's just like, man, I'm a freaking boss, dude.
Okay.
Like, I'm a boss.
The game is very good at teaching you a concept and then applying that concept and feeling like a G. And then it's like, oh, here's an enemy that doesn't apply to that concept, and then
Yeah.
you get screwed. So
And
it's
it's
like,
just
oh,
like-
let me put you back down there, kid.
It's kind of just like the way that From Software has always done with their games, where they kind of teach you about the game as you go about the game. So like, they'll teach you certain skills, and they'll put you against enemies that you can use their certain skills, and then you learn more skills, and then
Okay.
you find enemies that can use those skills.
Yeah.
And then later on you'll find like an even more unique enemy where you have to be able to incorporate both of those skills to be able to defeat them effectively.
Okay.
And
So it's not like you go
there's
to
a
an
learning
enemy
curve.
and use like one skill, be like, oh, I'll never use that skill again. Like
Yeah.
another enemy that's not that one will still need to use that skill, but maybe something else on top of that. It's always systems on top of systems. You learn something new.
I actually wasn't thinking that technical about it. I was thinking all right, here I'm gonna use an example. The thing that I liked about Watch Dogs last night is the gun that you start off with is a taser. If you shoot somebody in the neck, right? It's rewarding. Like, I'm aiming for the neck because there's a different animation versus the body or the back.
Right.
You hit him in the back, you're like, ah. You hit him in the neck, you're like, ah. It's like very depending, and it's my big qualm against like lazy details. So if you're playing a first-person shooter, sometimes no matter where you shoot him in the body, they use the same kind of like animation.
Yeah.
But if the developers made it like a shot on the arm is different. Like, whoa, the arm goes this way.
Like, maybe if you shoot him in the gut, he like,
That's like Killzone, man.
Like
it makes it rewarding. It looks like there's gobs of that in this game. So.
Oh yeah.
They'll do like if you are say you're facing enemy type A and B at the same time, and you counter enemy A and do a killing blow or death blow. That death blow will be different because it's a different enemy type. Rather than
not
other
only
enemies.
is it based on the enemy's like type, their size,
How
stuff
you
like
counter
that.
the attack.
But it's also like your position relative to them. So like, if you're from the back, he'll take him and he'll stab him like down the neck. Or if it's in the front, he'll stab him in the chest. Stuff
Or
like
if
that.
you're like hugging a wall or something, he'll like take him and throw him against that wall. And
or like
kill him.
hugging a wall, he'll
there's different
pull him aside
instances
and
for
kill him
everything.
that way.
You guys have to be. If you have to nitpick, is there something about this game? Because it sounds like it's like the game of the year right now. If you guys,
I mean, it's not. In my opinion, it's not like the combat is great, but it's not as tactile feeling as God of War. God of War still has the best combat I've ever played. It's like the way you feel when you play that is unmatched in my opinion. Like the way the animation works in that combat is still unparalleled in my opinion.
Okay.
What do you think?
What about you, JD?
Do you agree with that? Disagree?
If you have to nitpick,
because I'll give you an example. When you slice someone in Sekiro or any of the other games, the animation just looks the same as if you didn't hit them. It just registers the damage.
Right, the only difference, I guess, would be like a blood splatter.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but in God of War, when Kratos hits someone with his axe, you see his body continue through with the momentum, and the axe will stay at that hit.
Yes.
So, and it gives you that feel of
it looks like he hit something.
So
details.
that is,
and it's the details that makes it.
So that would be something.
Okay.
But that's unbelievably hard to do.
I would agree. I would agree with that. I would say that if that was incorporated in this game, like it would definitely benefit from that. But like I said, like I don't think that holds it back at all.
No. It's just a very
you asked to nitpick. I would definitely agree. Like it would be cool if they had something like that there.
Okay.
Or I want to say like it'd be cool if there was more variations with how you go about using your sword, like how in Neo you got totally different stances for just different scenarios and stuff like that.
Again, we're pretty early.
But then again, I'm still pretty early.
Right, we're pretty early, so we don't know.
A whole cornucopia of skills and abilities that I haven't even scratched the surface of yet. So
So for those out there like myself who if they haven't played Bloodborne or Dark Souls or Neo, are those like prerequisites before playing this game?
I think we were just talking about this earlier. Actually, I think this is a good jumping on point.
I think this is actually I think this is a good stepping stone to get into From Software games.
Because I'll tell you the biggest difference right here. In that first hub area, you had that. We got a fight right here. This is a pretty.
This totally caught me off guard.
He's
I was like, God! I was exploring. I'm like, get away from me now.
See how cool this fight looks?
Yeah.
And this is like a grunt. That's like a grunt meh enemy.
But like even just a grunt meh enemy, like he has weight and impact with.
Like you see how fast he was attacking. He was attacking
was going
vertically,
after
horizontally,
me.
different ways. You have to see that.
This game's tight, man. This game looks real tight.
But going back to what I was saying, I would say this is a good jumping on point because it's much more friendly with its tutorial. It's much more friendly with its concepts because it introduces them to you in an easier way. So when JD was fighting that training dummy, it was like, oh hey, you learned a new skill, go practice that. Dark Souls and Bloodborne don't have that. You just go out into the world and try.
Nice.
Dark Souls and Bloodborne did not have that. Dark Souls and Bloodborne, it was literally just like you had a couple of messages you find on the ground. It's like push this button to attack. Push this button to do a strong attack. Push this button to dodge. And that's all they give you. And
there was no tutorialization.
Much finer mechanics because there are different attacks. Like you can do like a running attack, you can do a dodging attack, you can do a plunging attack. There's different.
You're swinging around quite freely. Does that grappling hook work like Spider-Man's?
What? Yeah. Sneak attack.
No,
you don't really have
not
to
to the same extent. Not to the same extent.
It's not. Yeah, because I mean, with Spider-Man stuff, it's more like you can use your web at any time, and it'll just find something to attach to.
Yeah, there's specific
This
points.
one, there are specific points, and you'll see me like walking around, like there's like these circles around, there's green points and stuff, like those. That's what I'm looking for.
Doing a stealth attack.
Nice.
Stealth.
I do a lot of stealth
go.
when I play games, especially in something like this where you can very easily get overwhelmed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you probably see me doing a lot of that, but yeah, that's what the grappling is. So there's like different circles, like that green spot right there.
Yeah.
That circle there, the different that's what you grapple to.
And it's really cool because they have you can see the grapple symbol from far away, but as you get closer, the circle
will,
becomes
like, fill.
Yeah, it fills to signal that you're getting closer.
Yeah.
And then it becomes green when you're in
So
range.
you know, because there are some times where like you can see something out of range, but you can't get to it from where you're standing. But you actually have to jump off of the cliff.
Yeah, you have to.
That's really scary because like you're seeing this like, man, I don't see any way to get down. I see a grapple point way down there.
Yeah.
And then you realize you have to leap off of the cliff and hit the grapple at the right time.
Sick.
Yeah, it's not. If I were to really describe this, I would give it a mix between Assassin's Creed, Neo, and
any other samurai game you've played, I guess.
mainly those two.
If you played,
and then maybe a little bit of Spider-Man because of the grappling hook, man.
Maybe it's just.
But yeah, combine Assassin's Creed and Neo, and you got pretty much this, but on a very high polished, very high level.
It's just a little bit of everything, man.
Nice.
But there's a lot of things you have to worry about in this game that you didn't have to worry about in other games, like death. I've died much more than he has already, so I've incurred some penalties for that.
That was me like deciding like, can I sneak attack a dog? I don't know.
You can.
And then I did it. I'm like, oh, I can't go.
You can sneak attack a dog. You can sneak attack anything.
That's the thing. Like I didn't know, so I was like, and I'm in this precarious situation. I'm like, if I go in there and I miss, I'm gonna alert everybody.
And something really
in the
cool
whole
that From
tri-state
Software always
area.
puts in their games is I got wrecked by a turkey earlier. I took out some Master Samurai. I got wrecked by a turkey.
That was the first time I died.
Yeah.
Just because I got
Turkey.
to completely just
It's like a very
You're
classic.
playing this on your laptop, huh? That's smooth, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's on a laptop,
Yeah.
folks.
Sexy laptop, man. It's like the Ferrari of laptops.
So we're really into this game. It's really fun.
So
I
good.
would really recommend
So good.
trying it, man. Like
highly recommend.
I know it's not your type of game immediately, but just give it a shot. It looks really cool.
And I'm just gonna say right now. I'm sorry.
You have to learn. It's not a game where you're just like, oh, I'm gonna do my own thing. It's like these are the rules. You follow these rules. Like play the game how the game wants you to play.
Okay.
Because if you don't, you will lose.
Yeah.
Period.
If you play this game and you like it, you owe it to yourself to try out Bloodborne or Dark Souls series.
Probably Bloodborne and then Dark Souls.
Depending on whatever
Yeah.
console you have. And, you know, if you do try it out, let me know. I love those games. I will always play more.
Yeah, like, so another difference in between those two is he just did a stealth attack from a leaping position.
Uh-huh.
And it's not like you lock onto the enemy. It's not like it just does the attack for you. You have to jump and you have to hit the attack button. It's
You
not
have
just
to-
like, oh, hit attack and then he jumps off.
You can miss.
You have to.
You can
you
miss
have
them.
to jump off.
Like,
I
because
have
you'll
missed.
see, like, the marker on the enemy, it will turn red.
Okay.
As
So-
you're in the air.
As you're in the air. But the thing is, if you're not positioned correctly, you can miss, dude.
Yep.
You can totally
then he'll
miss.
turn
And I've
around
done that
and mess
before.
you up.
I've tried to do like a plunging attack and I miss. And he'll be like, oh, everyone is here. And I'm like, no, shut up. And so it gets like really, really crazy. It's like this really intense moment to moment game. Like
Very intense moment.
like
to moment.
and like, you know, it's just like at any moment, if you make the wrong move, you can totally screw yourself. So yeah, just highly recommend. Dude.
Patience.
Highly recommend. I'd give it at least a 9 out of 10. Just even with just what I played, you know. And I just don't think the game could throw anything at me to make me give it anything lower than that.
I'm curious, what settings do you have? The textures are pretty good.
I didn't go and change to mess with the graphic settings at all. I didn't even go into.
If
that.
you didn't even
I
go into settings,
the
you're
meta.
probably at high.
So
Wow.
I'm guessing
At
it. I'm
least at
guessing
high.
if you know if I mean, it does that stuff automatically. So I'm guessing.
Nope, can't jump up
there.
there.
So I'm guessing it. Probably put it at high because that's what it usually does.
I am. I'm on the Xbox.
He's on that box, bro. He
Yeah.
he likes the
I
Xbox.
like Xbox.
He really likes it.
And I'm on PlayStation. So we got.
And I'm on both, so
We got it covered.
we got you covered.
All right, that's our kind of impression on that game. Definitely check it out.
Oh yeah, so got the pre-order bonus. I guess we didn't show you this, so it's a little hard to see here, but
I don't know how
this
to
was
show
the,
this to you.
This
but,
was the GameStop pre-order bonus, so it's actually a little letter opener. comes with a nice little stand here.
Don't slice the camera off.
Yeah, I don't have to cut my fingers off. So it comes with a nice little stand there. And, it is a letter opener, so you can unsheath it. And this is actual metal. Like, this isn't just like, like shiny plastic. Like, this is solid. Like, you could kill someone with this thing. And so, very cool little knick-knack to get. And it's actually through GameStop. So, if you didn't get it with the pre-order through GameStop, you're gonna have to try and find it from somebody willing online who's not gonna ask for like $300.
Yeah, they're gonna jack that.
Because it's an exclusive item, you'd be hard pressed to find it to find it for cheap. But anyways, we've spent a lot of time talking about Sekiro, and I could talk about it all day.
We do that.
It's a hot topic.
It is.
It is a hot topic, man.
I didn't even see that. Oh wait, did I get in there?
Google Stadia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's where you find the shuriken. Spoiler alert.
No! Quit!
Oh no, I found that.
Dude, when I was walking towards that guy,
you can show that. It's just an item.
No, it's not a spoiler. No,
it's not a spoiler.
When I was walking towards that item, I was just like, I saw that guy laying there, and I was like, are you dead?
Joey, are you trolling? He wants to talk about Minecraft for real?
Joey's been playing actually a lot of Minecraft lately.
We're gonna talk about Stadia though. We have to.
There's a lot of actual crazy news to talk about.
All right, we'll bookmark that. Let's talk about
Minecraft. Minecraft is still one of the most streamed games on.
That is true.
Minecraft does come up a little later.
That is true.
Anyways,
Minecraft does come up later.
Moving on into the headliners. We've already talked about Sekiro.
And now we're going to talk about Google Stadia.
Talking about GDC. What you got?
Yeah. So I actually watched the whole keynote, so all these notes are actually mine. Some journalism I did. Ha ha ha.
Oh, there we go.
But basically, Google had their GDC keynote, which is Game Developers Conference. All the big tech companies come, show off all their new stuff. Basically, Stadia is their game streaming service. This is their official name for the Project Stream beta that was out last year. So they're claiming a lot of stuff, and we're gonna run through some of it here. Now, they're claiming that this is gonna be more powerful than the current Xbox One X, and they actually threw a lot of shade at Microsoft and Sony. They actually showed the PlayStation and the Xbox, and then had Google Stadia in the middle above it. I was like, all right, guys, come on, like you guys are a little too much shade.
Doing their tech demos like right there. It's like, oh, check this out, guys.
So there's gonna be a whole suite of different features. There's going to be things like state share, crowd play, style transfer, and stream connect. I'll give you a super, super short description because you probably don't know what that is.
Yeah, some of those don't really...
So some of them are super exciting. State share is super cool. Basically, you're playing a game and you're like, oh, hey, I want someone else to jump in at this point and maybe play this game with me or help me or advise me. So you can literally save the game at a certain frame, compress that into a link, put it out on YouTube. Someone can click that link and go into your literal game at that exact save point.
So like they play it or they
watch
your stream.
They play it.
So it's basically a save point.
It's like a freeze frame.
So it's like
a shareable link.
It's like a phone of friends with like a game. You know, like you're getting your butt beat on Dark Souls from this boss or something like that. You're like, man, I don't know how to beat it, so you just like cap it. I'm like, I need help with the Nameless King, and this guy comes in and is like, yo, I got you.
Yeah, and he just goes right to where you are at that save point, which is so very
crazy.
Cool.
And they don't need to download the game. No. They don't need to install the game, which is one thing.
Follow the link.
I tried to install 2 games this week, For Honor and Watch Dogs 2, and each download took an hour and a half, 2 hours. You send a link to your homie, and it's running on a browser, so you're playing the game.
And it runs sick. And it looks nice.
Isn't that a crazy idea? That's a crazy idea. And there's even more crazy ideas. There's a thing called style transfer, which is really cool. Basically for developers, they can import art styles into this machine learning tool, and they'll kind of augment it and fix it to what the developer wants in a faster way than a human would. So that's pretty cool. And then another thing that's also super cool is crowd play. Crowd play is super cool, especially for like sport games. So a streamer can be playing like, I don't know, NBA 2K19, let's say. And it's like, oh, yo, I want other people to play with me. So they start streaming on YouTube, and they're like, hey, if you enter this lobby, you'll be queued up to play with me in that game that I am playing. So say I'm playing that, and then you're just like, yo, let's join. I can just send you a link out, you can hit that link and go into the lobby with me to play the next game.
It's crazy. It's just like seamless.
Very cool.
It's crazy.
Very cool.
Because it's like, it's like, and think about the changes this could bring about for streamers. Like,
oh, dude, we're not even at the best part yet.
People who stream games, like, like that happens. Like people, it's like, oh, if you wanna play with me, join my Discord, and pick a number through 1 to 1,000. I'll pick I'll pay you, and I'll pick you. We'll play together.
So you just get into a lobby in line.
It's insane. It's like now, like somebody watching. It's like, hey, it's open. People jump in, play with me. People just like click on it, and you're there. It's insane. Yep. It's insane.
And power-wise, if I'm not mistaken, it's equivalent to about a GTX 1080, isn't it? What they allocate to each user. Just under 11 teraflops.
You said, right?
It's 10.7 teraflops.
Yeah.
I don't know if that correlates to a GTX 1080. I don't know.
I'm going off memory.
But
look it up.
another feature that I personally was very, very stoked about was Stream Connect. This one is super cool, dude.
Okay.
This one is like, say we want to play the Division. Let's say we want to play the Division, right?
Right.
Because that's a squad-based game.
Right.
So with this, I could be like, hey, jump into my party or my world. And then we could couch co-op together while using split screen in the same game. So basically what it does is you're playing the game solo, you drop in an invite to your friend, they pretty much beam in to where you are, and the screen literally splits because the way Stadia works is you're streaming the game to each person directly. So it would split that stream into 2 separate ones of 2 separate games that interact together at the same time. It's kind of hard to wrap your head around. I'm not probably explaining it that great, but that's kind of what I gathered from it. And you can have multiple screens on at one time. So you'd be like, oh, hey, we got a squad of 4 people in the Division. Like, yo, I need to see where you are. I need to see where you are. I need to see where the other guy is. So you have your main screen, and you got 3 other screens above you.
So you can see
where everyone is.
So you can
all in real time.
So it basically streams.
It streams
like
other people's
people
games
you're playing with, like
to your game.
So like people in your game, so you can see like what your squad is seeing and all that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
very
interesting.
cool.
That is interesting.
Super cool.
This is super different, man. It's crazy.
It's wild, man.
I looked it up. The 10.7 teraflops is almost exactly what a GTX 1080 Ti is.
So that's pretty good.
And since it's in Google's data centers, it's easy for them to just crank that knob.
Oh, you need more power? Let me just.
Yeah, you need more teraflops. Bloop. Or you want to pay for it? Bloop.
Yep, that's really what they would do. But those are some really cool features, and
4K 60 gaming is probably if they hold true to that. I mean, they just push the envelope. They I mean.
That's it. They changed the game.
I don't know about that.
Why?
Well, we'll see. But what I was going to mention was that other controllers are also compatible with the system, which is super cool.
So you can just pick whatever controller you want.
Yep. Very cool, right?
What kind of internets will you need to use this thing?
Well, what a great question, because I have the answer.
The answer?
I have the answer. If you want to play 1080p at 60 frames...
No, 4K. 60.
Whoa, dude, whoa.
Let's go straight to the top,
We're not there yet.
Whoa, dude.
We're not there
1080p at 60.
It's still budding technology.
Google is saying 25 megabits. Ooh, 1080p at 60.
Dude, Say that again. Say it again.
25.
For 10
down.
Download.
1080 60.
Down.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Now 4K 60. 30 megabits.
That's nothing, dude.
That's nothing.
That is nothing. I
That's
get that
what they're
better on
saying.
LTE, bro.
And
That's amazing.
they're saying that it's going to run 4K 60 at launch. So when this launches later this year,
Take my money.
you'll be able to play 4K 60.
All right,
Take
done.
my money.
That's what they're saying.
Good.
And
dude, Google.
One of their first games they're going to premiere on their service is Doom Eternal. That's a great game to
Let's go, man.
Great game to
Let's
start
go.
with. High action, very fast paced.
Let's go.
Needs
That's
to
a
perform.
great showcase. Yeah. If it can run
very cool.
Doom
Did you guys check out the
Eternal
controller? Or
flawlessly.
did you guys see the controller?
Yeah.
It looks weird.
It looks a little weird. I agree.
I
with
don't
you.
know
agree
if
with
that is that supposed to be the
That is
final
the controller,
final
yes.
prototype right now.
Yes.
It's
That is-
strange.
that is the controller.
It's kind of like that has like the layout of a
There you
PlayStation controller with like the feel
It looks like a
and
Switch
design
and a PS4
of
put
like
together.
yeah, like an Xbox Switch controller.
It looks very
and
strange,
like-
but there's some
but
cool
like
features on this controller.
The joysticks are both at the bottom, so that's kind of PlayStation-y. And it, in general,
But the controller, instead of connecting to your system, actually connects to the Wi-Fi. So to reduce input lag that way.
really,
So the way they're trying to reduce
So
input
it's
lag,
its own computer.
It's kind.
I mean, it has to be
has
a
its own
process,
hot
Bro,
spot.
that's not going to reduce input lag. It
So-
has to go through your network. It has to go through your router and your switch to finally
Actually,
hit
it doesn't.
your console.
Actually, it doesn't.
Oh,
because what
Google's
Google is
directed-
saying, it goes right to their data
you're
center.
right,
So you're not on
You're
your
right.
public internet. So you're using their data center connection.
Right.
That's why the controller is supposed to reduce
cool,
lag
man.
based on that connection.
I don't know how I feel about it. I need to hold it first.
Kixie
Yeah,
asks,
I gotta hold it.
Kixie asks, yeah, I mean, guys, if there's any more specs you want to look up, there's gobs of this information online. I guess fundamentally, how do you feel as somebody who plays games about what Google's kind of doing to shake things
I
up?
think
And
this
Kixie's
is-
asking if this is the future.
I think this is the future.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely the future of gaming, and I feel like these kinds of services will eventually phase out consoles.
Will there be consoles still in 10 to 15 years?
Yes.
I
think they're still
Yes.
not in the same sense that we have consoles today. I feel
No, I
like in
still
10 to
think-
15 years, like disc drives won't even be a thing.
I think they'll be under the TV box
Yeah.
consoles.
I feel like they'll be like yay big, like super tiny, and
I mean, I
they'll be
also
able to
know-
stream everything, and nobody will have discs, and
It's interesting because that kind of joins into some of the rumors we have for this week.
maybe we should just keep going.
But
Yeah, keep going with those discussion topics, guys.
it's
If you have
super.
any questions, let us know.
It's super interesting, man. Are you down for this?
I'm so down for this.
I'm
I'm
down,
excited
yeah,
to see
I'm
what's
down
going to
for it.
happen, dude. I'm excited.
I'm not convinced.
How much do you think this will cost?
200.
Because I do have a rumor about how much it will cost.
I think the box won't be that expensive, but I think it's
What
going to be
box?
subscription based. The
Controller?
the
There's no box, dude.
oh yeah, the service. I think it's going to be a subscription based, and by virtue of it being
Well,
subscription
you
based,
do need a Chromecast if you don't have like a smart TV or a way
Yeah,
to
Kixie, I
activate it.
think Kixie's asking why use consoles instead of cloud if it does eventually come to that point.
Internet connection.
That I think it would be, because that's why I said that the term consoles, like I feel like would be kind of applied differently in the future. Like a console would more or less be like just kind of like a standalone device that allows you to access the cloud to like a TV.
Well, I mean, this is also, it's not rolling out worldwide when it launches. It's only coming to the US, UK, Europe, and what other country? Canada. So
Canadian.
basically,
Canadian.
But basically, this is like a premium kind of service product because you need high-end internet. Like I can get that internet speed, but some people in other places may not be able to get that internet
That's
speed.
true.
So
they
need,
can. The Philippines.
So they
They
need
can't,
a
I'll tell you
console
that.
still.
It was pretty low there.
Internet's you to get a guaranteed 1 megabit download in the Philippines will cost you like $800-$900 US a month.
What?
Yeah, it's very bad
Wow,
in the
that's
Philippines.
insane.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why people would still use consoles. I would still use a console because I usually like physical media,
Yeah.
so I would still need one.
I like having a couch, like a couch system too.
Yeah.
I
I agree.
like being able to have a controller, be able to sit back, put it on my TV.
Do you think they're gonna be able to hit 4K 60 at launch? That's
Yeah, I think
so
so.
high end, dude.
I think so.
We'll see. Hell, if Google can do it,
That'd be a more premium. If anyone can do it.
what is
You know what? Kixie, I'm gonna go on a limb and say I think consoles are gonna be dead. I think they're gonna go by the way of CDs. In that,
You think gaming will turn into the music industry, basically?
I think so. I don't think. I think back when they created consoles, they needed it as a delivery method for the content. But now, there is no need for
It's
that
a
delivery
different-
method.
It's
Correct.
a whole different medium now. I mean,
Okay. Interesting. What do you think Microsoft will do now? Because they were touting xCloud and basically the same thing. Now Google's coming in, with their big old stick, beating people over the head with it. What is Microsoft's response? What is Sony's response? What is Nintendo's response?
That's a good question.
If I'm Microsoft, I'm like, okay, we're on a good path because they're also joining us in the streaming service, but they're Google. They're like,
Yeah. Bro, it's
They're
gonna
way
be the
bigger than
games.
us.
It's gonna be. Will it have good games? Like we could talk about speed and the capabilities of a.
Do you think they need first party?
that would be-
Do you think they need
games.
first party games?
Yeah, they're gonna need games. They're gonna need exclusives.
Well, they do have their own studio now.
they'll-
They did start their own studio.
They'll get
called
their,
Stadia
they'll get
Games and
exclusives.
Entertainment.
Yeah.
They'll get exclusives. That's not gonna be.
Remember how we mentioned Jade Raymond a few weeks ago?
Uh-huh.
Guess who's heading up that studio? Jade
Yeah.
Raymond.
That's gonna be the make it or break it for them. Like you need games. Remember
Yeah.
Neo Geo, Atari Jaguar? They had the baddest hardware, but there was no games for it.
That's
so.
true. Yeah, I think they do. I think you're right. But there is a rumor going around that Stadia is going to be free.
Stadia is gonna be free.
Maybe like a like a tier. Like the
Yeah.
first tier would be free, and then.
That'd be cool. You just buy the games
But what
through them.
That would be
concerns me
great.
about that? How will they find a way to screw you with ads, though?
That's
I don't want to be playing Call of Duty or some crap like that and be on a kill streak and then, you die, but instead of having a kill cam, you have a Gillette commercial.
Yeah.
I'd be pissed, man.
Oh man, that would suck.
Capitalism
But
doing its thing.
That's true. Oh yeah, YouTube's kind of like spammed with more ads
Yep.
than.
Dude,
ever
I didn't
before
know.
now,
I
right?
didn't know my streams that have like 2 viewers. I didn't know those had ads on it.
that's ridiculous, dude.
I'm like, man, what the hell, dude? Like, one of those views was me. Like, what? Who are you having these ads for? Who are you running these ads for, bro?
Alright, so if you guys have any
anyways.
questions about Stadia,
Yeah.
we probably got some answers.
Any questions about anything we've talked about thus far?
Joey, the goal is low price. Oh, the stream's kind of been talking about.
They're going back and forth about the internet. Basically, Kixie was still on the she wasn't sure about the state of consoles and stuff like that, and Joey M517 saying that good internet will become widely available in the future through satellite.
Yeah.
And then they go like, oh, satellite doesn't have good upload speed, but Joey claims that the new infrastructure would have good upload speed, so it's kind of like going back and forth right now.
Well,
It's
I
all
don't know
about-
how all countries work, but in the Philippines, the reason why they're so behind is because the government owns all of the telephone lines.
Well, that's why you don't have a government-owned country.
They own
So-
all of the telephone lines. So even if you do have good
Socialism.
satellites don't communicate directly with the devices. They communicate with the towers, and the towers communicate with the devices. And guess who owns the towers? The government. Guess who owns all the lines go to the towers? The government. PLDT, Philippines, you suck. That's it.
Live in America.
Yep.
Love your heritage, but live here.
Yeah.
So,
Alright. So other news.
I think what Microsoft is going to do is double down on digital with this new Xbox One S All Digital Edition console that we correctly predicted would launch
Let's
in May.
go. That's another one. We should get like a little bell when we
Just like
when we get a rumor right. Like
We did, I think it was 2 weeks ago, I looked up the podcast notes and we said it would pre-order in April and launch in May. And it's got a May 7th launch date.
Mm-hmm.
So, nice.
let's go. Next console
Basically,
generation's on its way.
it looks
baby.
the same as an Xbox One S, just freaking without the eject button and the disk drive. It looks the same. Actually,
like-
those images you
Basically,
see,
your first pure streaming.
not
console.
that one, the fourth one.
The fourth
The fourth one.
This one?
Yes, that's an image from Windows Central where I actually got this, and they photoshopped that because they didn't want the actual real images to see, to be online, so people could deduct who sent them to Windows Central.
You know what's funny? When I was torn between the Xbox One S versus the X, although the X is stronger,
For what you use it,
looks wise, the S looks better.
it's sleek.
I agree.
The white
Sleek.
looks
Yeah,
better.
but it looks more like a cable box. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
not even like a game system.
Yeah.
It's
But,
like
it's
a
basically,
weird cable box.
this
But this
is-
looks weird. That front, it's weird.
It looks weird because there's no
That
disk drive,
look-
dude.
It's just weird because there's just nothing there. It's just
Right.
a button. It's like, what is this thing?
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
There should be something
Like
here.
if you drop that on someone's lap 10 years ago, they have no way to deduce what that is. Like
Right.
they just the X. Only because it has the X on it. If there's just a button there, it'd be like, what is this?
Right.
What is this? A fan? Like what is this?
And it also comes with some preloaded games, which is very cool.
Yeah.
With 3 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes with Horizon 3,
Yeah.
or Forza Horizon 3,
Yeah.
Minecraft, and Sea of Thieves. Those
Let's
are
go.
pretty much 2 of those games are perfect for an all-digital console, Minecraft and Sea of Thieves. So that's pretty cool. But there's no word on pricing yet. I'm thinking if they price this thing at $150, it's a home run, baby. It's a home run for Microsoft if they price this at $150.
Mm-hmm.
Even $180 would be pretty good.
Dude, even like 200 would be very competitive.
But there's also a heavy rumor that I read that upon ordering the console, you can maybe choose out of the Game Pass selection which games you want to come with your console.
Nice.
That would be sick. That's a rumor though,
nice.
so take that with a grain of salt.
You get
yeah, Joey. The next console is supposed to come with preloaded Forza Horizon 3, Sea of Thieves, and Minecraft. So,
dude, that hits everyone. Yo, adults, here's your car game. Kids, here's Minecraft. Adults and kids, here's Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, adults and kids, Minecraft. Yeah.
But yeah, what do you guys think about that? You think that's to start paving the way for everyone else, or do you think this is a good move for Microsoft doing this?
Yo, if this comes in at that 150 price point, it's
so competitive. I mean, that's. Anybody looking to get into the gaming sphere who doesn't want to blow, $500 on an Xbox One X or anything like that.
This is,
and they're into more of a casual games, and like this is perfect. This is the perfect thing.
This is the perfect kids gaming console.
Yes, the perfect kids gaming console.
You get this and Game Pass, set. Your kid is set.
You don't have to worry about them, putting in slices of cheese into the disc drive or anything like that. It's perfect.
It's perfect for kids. Yes.
150. Yeah, but watch it come in at like 230.
That would be dumb.
What just happened?
If it's
you charge the same thing minus the 4K Blu-ray player.
If they do that,
if it's over 200, it's dumb.
They would be shooting themselves.
Yeah, if it's I would not expect this to be over $200 at all.
That'd be bad.
By the way, the 4K Blu-ray player on my Xbox, it's beautiful, man. It works
right.
It works really good.
Just don't even need like a
yeah.
All right. What do you guys want to talk about next?
We should probably throw into these little bits at least.
I think
at least the first couple.
Apex Legends.
Let's see.
Okay, so something about Apex Legends.
The Apex Legends Season 1 launched on Tuesday. Correctly, as we predicted again.
Here we go.
Revealing Octane and their Battle Pass for Season 1. Basically, it's the same Battle Pass as Fortnite. Costs 950 Apex points, $10.
Yeah,
it's the same. It's literally
it's the same stuff.
It's the same thing.
As you progress and you level up, you just get more stuff every time you level up through the Battle Pass. Whereas, without the Battle Pass, you would get, maybe an emblem here and there. Whereas with the Battle Pass, you get, a whole skin, So.
Do you want to briefly mention this Overwatch?
So this is actually pretty interesting concerning esports.
Something we usually don't cover, but
something we usually don't cover. It's just we have so much other new stuff we're trying to cover that, so esports kind of falls down sometimes. But the Overwatch League is actually adopting home and away teams for a city-based competition model,
like a travel team and a
like a travel team, like a home team. You're gonna have they already have teams based off of state. There's Florida teams and stuff like that. So
but they didn't have a home stadium.
But they didn't really have this infrastructure for a home and away team city-based competition.
Yeah.
And so this reportedly in 2020 teams will start out the competition playing locally in the local areas first, and then as they win and as they get better, they'll they'll eventually
good for esports.
And this is interesting because this is the first time. This is the first time a major esports league to feature this city-based model. And this is potentially a big effect on esports as far as how esports is digestible in a mainstream way. Because it makes it more comparable to every other sport that is nowadays.
That's true.
So
it kind of not mainstreams it, I guess.
Maybe mainstream in the sports sense. Maybe mainstream is probably kind of the best word I could think of. I just feel like it. Yeah, it makes more of a stake. There's more of a stake.
That's true.
If you have a team based off of your state and stuff like that, you're more invested in their ability to win or lose. And their success. You root for them. Even if you don't even watch, sports. I don't really watch any sports or anything, but if the Miami Dolphins win or the Buccaneers win or something like that, I at least care a little bit because that's
true.
Where I'm from. So, it's interesting that this is going to be happening because people are going to start repping their states.
It's interesting that it took so long for these smart people to figure this out. You want to bring in new people, you got to get them intrinsically motivated by hitting them right in the heart.
I think the timing is right. I think if when esports first started becoming a thing, if they just kind of like threw out this model, it might have not really caught on just because esports now is as big as it's ever been.
Okay.
And it's only getting bigger. And now that it is this big,
what was the benefit to
like
holding it off?
Maybe
lack
of interest, maybe.
Yeah, maybe just like if they go too gung ho into it and they see that people maybe aren't as interested in esports as they might have thought,
you lose a lot of money.
You would lose like the money and time and the investment into making it.
And then you get burned once. Investors are not gonna want to do that again because they got burned once.
So they wanted to work right. They wanted to do it right the first time. I mean,
the timing of this is very funny considering Blizzard. Remember how they pulled the funding?
Oh yeah.
You guys are on your own now.
Yep.
Oh, we're on our own? Okay, we'll do it the smart way now.
It's like,
home and away teams.
So, all right.
But when it was on Blizzard's dime, it's like, these suckers keep paying for this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so really awesome if you're interested in the esports. There's going to be a lot of developments coming soon. So keep an eye on Overwatch League.
Oh hey, did you catch that Nintendo Indie Showcase on Wednesday?
I did not.
It was cool, man. Cuphead coming to the Switch, baby.
Cuphead coming to Switch.
That's a good game for Cade, man. If he's patient, is he a patient kid? It'll teach him to be patient. It'll teach him real fast.
Does he get frustrated?
It doesn't sound like a kid's game.
No, it is a kid's game.
It is a kid's game.
Is it like Cup Chicks?
No.
No,
dude.
What are we talking about?
The Gamehead, right?
What are you talking about?
I don't know. What are you talking about?
Listen, all right, Cuphead.
Google a picture of Cuphead.
Cuphead is a side scroller.
It's a 2D side scrolling.
It's a 2D side scroller shooter bullet hell type game. It's when it was first being released, a lot of people compared it to Dark Souls. It's like a Dark Souls indie game and stuff. That's kind of like the baseline for difficulty when people compare things.
Yeah, Thinky, that was kind of awkward, bro.
So, anyways, Cuphead. Yeah, it's based off of this early
it's like a
around 1950s
1950s art style,
like cartoon art
very
style.
Cool. Very fun.
It's it's very
co-op.
It's very
you guys
fun.
Can play together.
It's co-op and stuff. It is super hard.
It's extremely hard.
So hard, dude. And and that's why I was wondering if Cade gets easily frustrated, because if he's the kind of person who gets easily frustrated,
he's gonna throw. He's
going
into the ground.
You're gonna have to buy a new Joy-Con because he'll chuck that thing.
No, he doesn't get frustrated.
Okay, perfect. But yeah,
check
man,
it out.
It's I would definitely check it out. It's really fun. The music is awesome.
I'm surprised it took this long. To go on to the Switch. I mean, I feel like that would be perfect
dude.
for the Switch.
Perfect.
It's perfect. It's those side scroller games.
That is that will have Xbox Live support in the future, actually.
The Switch.
When that comes in.
That's
soon,
man. I can't wait. I can't wait, man. We talked about that like a week or two ago.
Yeah. Something else that happened cool at GDC is Control and The Outer Worlds will be Epic Store exclusive on PC.
Which is insane.
This is a big deal because these are more AAA games coming to the Epic Games Store in lieu of Steam. Foregoing Steam.
These are big releases for this year too.
And The Outer Worlds is huge because of all the anticipation.
And that's Obsidian. It's like, it's like.
And Ubisoft just renewed their deal with Epic Games to release games exclusively on their store, as well as Uplay. So Epic Games is making some moves, shrewd moves.
Shrewd, definitely a move. They're being harsh with their tactics.
Oh yeah, I guess we should say. That Bethesda confirms an E3 appearance to get crapped on later in life.
So Bethesda is going to be at E3. I'm sure they're going to get a lot of tomatoes and booze and stuff.
Shame.
But they do have games they're still working on that isn't the crap show that was Fallout 76. They have Doom Eternal.
Looks
Doom
good.
Eternal's coming out. Should come out this year.
That looks cool.
Starfield. We still know very, very, very little about Starfield. Hopefully, it lives up to the hype, and it's actually going to be like a good, legit RPG, not whatever. Hopefully, I hope they don't try to be creative. Is what I'm saying. We're gonna make it an online focus with no NPCs. No, don't do that. Do not do that. You're stupid.
Well, harkening back to that GDC thing I just said, just a little personal shout out. God of War wins Game of the Year at GDC.
Of course.
Good job.
Of course.
That's 3 different awards that God of War have swept Game of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. Killing it, man. DICE, GDC, and the Game Awards. So, good job. Good job.
He's asking if you have a preferred game engine.
Not the creation engine, that's for sure.
Bethesda's is not.
Not the creation engine, that's for sure.
Not really, as long as it runs fine.
Yeah,
The,
I mean...
the most beautiful things I've seen were from Unreal.
In Unity.
Yeah.
In Unity.
Those two are like...
Those are those are probably
most
the
common.
two best. Yeah, they are the most common. I mean, I could think of
Like God of War was made in Unreal.
Yeah.
And that game is like ridiculously
a
gorgeous.
lot of really cool...
Horizon is
really...
made... no, Horizon is made in Decima. I like Decima a lot
Yeah.
too.
Me personally, I like Half-Life.
Valve.
That's
Source.
That's
Yeah.
Source, yeah.
Yeah, the Source engine. That's CS:GO.
Yep.
TF2.
Yep.
It's still relevant. That's like
Yeah.
15 years old, right?
Still
It's-
works.
Yeah, but
now,
you just build on top of
Still
it.
works.
Yeah,
You know, and...
beast.
So yeah, I mean... Yeah, I think Unreal and Unity are probably the ones that I'm most familiar with and I like
I think
the most.
my two favorites would be Unreal and Decima, because Decima made Horizon Zero Dawn, and that game looks
Yeah.
just
And Unity's used for
disgustingly
a
good.
lot of really neat like indie games and stuff because it's really accessible for like independent developers. It's pretty easy to like use. So
Alright, we got 5-ish minutes
we
left.
might
when
end up
have
going a little over.
a crap load of news,
We might end up going
but
a little
we're
over.
gonna kind of jump around to the bigger guys here. Do you guys want to talk about the juicy rumors that I picked up? No? Yes?
Let's go.
Zero
Let's
zero
do it.
input?
Let's do it.
Kill yourself? Okay, got it. Okay. So, rumor number one.
Alright.
We're going to elaborate on this one a little bit. Microsoft and Nintendo rumors are growing, and some... Wait, I read this headline wrong. I'm sorry. Woo, that was bad. More than 100 Xbox games will come to Switch via Game Pass or xCloud. xCloud is Microsoft's streaming service similar to what Google's trying to do. Do you think this is a good move? Do you think
The
they should do
Switch?
this?
Yeah, branch out, bro. Like Xbox
Yes.
is trying to be. I mean, or Microsoft with their Xbox services, they're trying to become like a. You know,
I would totally look forward to Xbox Live on Switch because the Switch's online service sucks. It's terrible.
I mean,
so,
it's just not.
They need help.
It's non-existent.
They need
so,
help.
Yeah, it sucks.
but some of the other high profile rumors still in this vein is that Rare games could be coming to the Switch. That is exciting.
I like Rare.
No one knows how this will be implemented except it might be in the way of Rare Replay. Do you know what's on Rare Replay?
No.
All your childhood, baby. 007 GoldenEye, Turok, all of that is Rare.
Banjo-Kazooie.
Banjo-Kazooie, all that is Rare. So if Rare Replay came to the Switch, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
That would be just ridiculously good.
Greatly
I
expanded.
wonder if
for-
the
That's a
creative
perfect
people
place
at
for
Rare,
it too.
do you outgrow being creative?
No,
Like,
I don't think so.
no?
No.
You don't get too old?
Maybe you get tired of doing. Well, that's why people bounce to different projects, right?
Okay.
So I guess that would be
That's what...
to stifle, being bored.
Mhm.
But a super rumor. Wow, this is like a super. Like I underlined, bolded this. That a high-profile Xbox franchise will be coming to the Switch, either Halo, Gears, or Forza. Which one of those do you think will come to the Switch? My opinion, Forza.
I don't think.
I don't
just
think Gears and Halo can
I don't
run
think they'd
on the
very
Switch.
easily. I don't think they'd very easily give up those.
Oh, but wait, they have xCloud. If xCloud comes to the Switch, they can just run those games through their servers to the Switch. Interesting.
I think that they would hold on to. Out of the three, I think they would hold on to Halo and Gears.
Yeah.
Because those are like the bigger franchises. But I feel like they would take Forza. Yeah, I can definitely see playing Forza on it.
Yeah, I can see that. But Sony might be following in Microsoft's footsteps, actually.
Okay.
With creating two different PS5s. One, the big beefy 4K 60 player, and the other focused on digital. Do you think Sony should do this? Follow? Think they should follow in the digital footsteps?
I feel like they need to compete. I mean, they've already been very well established as the guys with the best games.
That's true.
But it gains that point where you have Microsoft and you have Google. It's like, all right. I mean, we're ready for this next age.
What do you think, Sig? Do you think Sony should have two SKUs for PS5? Kind of like how Microsoft's doing with Xbox? Or do you think just, hey, put out one console and just rely on your games?
Wait, they do have two different... They have PS4 Pro, and PS4, right?
Yeah, but those aren't...
The PS4 Pro doesn't have
It's just
true
more
4K.
powerful. It's not, like, dedicated to a different task.
Yeah. Yeah, do it. It can't hurt.
Can't hurt.
They have their premium, super, really good one, and they have their
I
more,
agree.
accessible, affordable one. I'd see it. I mean,
I agree.
If they don't do it, I mean, it'd be like, oh, what do I do if I want to buy a console for $200? I guess I'm gonna go to Xbox.
That's true. Are you guys into VR at all?
Yeah, I mean, I want to be in the VR, but it's an expensive
the
thing
next
to get
VR
into.
for PlayStation is rumored to be wireless, my friend. And if that's true, I'm gonna jump on that immediately.
It would be very interesting.
Because I want to play Beat Saber. I've been wishing to play Beat Saber. There's so many other VR games I want to play.
Right, that would be super cool.
Would you jump into VR, Sig?
Absolutely.
If it was wireless like that?
Yeah, I kicked myself for not buying the Black Friday deal, the $200 PSVR.
Yeah,
Something
but
like that.
What am I gonna do?
happens.
Yeah.
Oh, we also have Borderlands 3. Rumored to make an appearance at PAX. Did you play any Borderlands?
Yep.
You did? Are you excited about Borderlands 3?
1 and 2. Very. I mean, I'm excited. Sure. I mean, it's not a game that I'm like super into. They are
Right.
very good. I have nothing bad to say about them. But it's just not like, my like. It's like, oh, this is my game of the year. This is my most anticipated.
Does it make you feel worse or better if it's an Epic Store exclusive on PC? Which it's heavily rumored to be.
Kind of indifferent, I guess.
Indifferent?
Kind of indifferent,
Okay.
I guess. I mean, I know Steam fans get really pissed at that, but I guess they're having Gearbox give them, or they're giving Gearbox a little bit of extra.
I'm sure they're just like, here's piles of money.
It's like, here's a bunch of money, and
It's true.
you'll make more money on our
That's true.
service. So there's Gearbox is like, yeah, sure. I mean, sure.
And then we have another recent link that EA Access might be coming to PlayStation. It's actually not on PlayStation. It's on Xbox and PC. It's not on PlayStation though, which I thought was very strange when I heard
is
this.
weird.
But
It was weird.
I guess more chance to play EA games. Some of them that are good.
It is weird. Let's see.
Oh, yeah.
I had some stuff on
Oh
here.
yeah, you had this one. This is cool, dude.
So, Lucasfilm's games, you may be
I remember
familiar if you've played, Knights of the Old Republic, the old Star Wars Battlefronts, The Force
Yeah,
Unleashed,
yeah.
Star Wars Republic Commando,
Yeah.
like all those like old,
good
all
ones.
the older, like really, really good Star Wars games. Lucasfilm's games could be making a comeback
That'd be
and
sweet.
could be getting resurrected in the future. We don't have a whole lot
There
of
you go, Sig,
details.
Star Wars games.
But this is a rumor. So, this is potentially big. I mean, if this studio makes a comeback, we could be seeing, more really high quality, dedicated Star Wars games that people have been looking for ever since they were, 11. So, this is really exciting to me,
Nice.
dude. I'm
This is
super
cool.
I'm
This
super
is cool.
stoked about this. And then we have a rumor of what could be seeing at PAX. Duke Nukem and Bulletstorm. One or the other, maybe both, could be getting an announcement at
Really?
PAX.
Duke Nukem.
Duke
Okay.
Nukem. Now
Alright.
that's strange.
Remember that, Sig?
I feel like
Yes.
it'd be
Yeah.
more Bulletstorm than Duke Nukem. Bulletstorm was a game that kind of came and went, but the people who liked it, they really liked it. It was really good. Duke Nukem, around the same time actually as when Bulletstorm first came out,
Oh,
they
really? I
released.
thought Duke Nukem was Doom era.
No, it is. But I'm saying the most recent Duke Nukem.
Oh, okay,
there's been a new Duke Nukem that came to the Xbox One a while ago, a couple years ago.
Okay.
With
Whack,
that
right?
came with Bulletstorm.
I didn't know that. Okay, that's cool.
Right. Now, around the same time as that Bulletstorm was released. Duke Nukem did not do super well though. It was kind of stupid.
They worked on that game a long time.
A lot of
too.
people did not like it. But so it's surprising that they would have another Duke Nukem game. I mean,
Right.
I feel like if it's gonna be one or the other, I feel like it'd be Bulletstorm because that one was actually pretty successful. But Duke Nukem was not. So I don't know. I don't know. I mean, Wolfenstein was an old game and they revamped it, and Wolfenstein's doing great now. Doom's doing great now. I mean, maybe Duke Nukem just needs a little bit of extra TLC to rise back to fame, man. I mean,
Sig, you said you had a question you wanted to pose to people?
Yeah.
What was that question?
By the way, new viewers, welcome.
Hello.
Thanks for joining.
Hello
We're about to
there.
wrap it up here.
We
So
are.
Yeah, you caught the tail end.
Caught the tail end.
Yeah.
Oh, we usually wrap up every podcast with with just a topic to argue about. I wanted to find out why some of y'all like to replay a game with the difficulty cranked up. Like, you've already seen the ending. Why do you want to do it again?
It's the challenge.
Have
man.
you ever watched a movie more than once?
Not by choice.
It's just the challenge,
What?
man. You never played Halo?
You never watched
on
a movie
Legendary?
more than once?
Not by choice.
What? I'm like
I
in shock.
honestly don't know if you can relate to
I don't
it.
know how to explain this. Okay. You never played a game more than once then, after finishing it.
Yeah, exactly. It's actually Jutsuki's saying your skills are more refined. You know, what I mean,
Okay, so I'll give you an example. So, in Bloodborne, you can replay the game on a New Game Plus, is what it's called. Those enemies, sometimes they'll give you different loot.
Okay.
Would you replay it then?
No.
No.
I
you
saw
still
the ending
replay it?
already. Like, you get your
what if
skills,
it's a
you level
different
up and
ending?
skill up so that you can.
what if you can take?
What if there's multiple
measures
endings
get
to a
different
game?
endings?
Do you play it? Do you
Oh,
play
then
it
the game's not
multiple-
really done then. Yeah. If
No,
there's different endings, then
no,
it's not really done.
No.
The game isn't really
went
done. If
from-
there's multiple endings, I
story
disagree.
went from beginning
No
to
way.
end, dude. Just because there's different endings doesn't mean that story didn't end.
Well,
Two
the
past-
reason why I say it's not done yet is because you're still trying to find an ending you haven't seen. But if you're gonna play through a game again already, with the difficulty turned up, just so you can level up or whatever, but still the same ending, then I think that's kind of dumb.
just from the same ending. If there was two different endings, you would play it again.
Yeah.
Okay, so just with the same ending.
Yeah.
But you're saying
Different-
that when games don't have any kind of like differences in the ending,
Like,
why would you continue playing?
yeah, you
Well,
level up so that you
different-
can get to the ending.
Yeah, there's different loot which affects how you play, and then
Right.
there's different the enemies.
So that's specific games.
Okay, all right.
Like, let's
so
say something
in general,
for like more.
Okay, so-
a more known example would be like Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry.
or like
there's
God
no
of War,
different
they're
endings.
same ending.
You know, the same every time. The purpose for playing it on a different difficulty is the challenge itself.
is the literal challenge.
Is the game itself, not the ending, not the story.
It's the
Because you
journey.
have already gone through the story. I mean, a lot of times through my next playthroughs, I usually skip a lot of the cutscenes because I've already seen them. You know, I don't really care. But is the challenge because you are playing a game because it is fun.
Yeah.
It is still fun to play that game after you beat it.
I get it.
It's just, you know, it's
I
just
see it
the
now.
difficulty, you know.
The journey.
So, like, it's
The journey.
It's the
It's
journey.
the
It's not the
Like,
destination.
like when I finished God of War on normal, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna play this again on hard. It's gonna be great. So I played it again on hard, and I was like, oh, I finally got to the end on this journey. I'm done. Like I
You know.
beat it on hard.
And you get this more sense of reward. When
It
you
also
complete
changes the
them
game,
at
I think,
difficult
too,
ones,
because it forces you to be played differently because it's
Yeah.
harder. You're like,
Yeah.
oh man, I can't just go in and like, you know, think I'm hot.
That's true.
If we
I'm
won
hot
the
anymore.
Powerball, the $1 billion Powerball, would we still be doing these Friday podcasts?
Sure.
It's fun.
Dude,
You enjoy it, right?
I get it.
Having
I get
more
it.
reason
There it
to do
is.
the podcast
Yes, I get it.
because
You
we
enjoy
won the
it.
Powerball. I don't
We'd
have
have
to
all the
work.
coolest shit, right?
We don't have the cool stuff. We don't have to work, dude. Yeah, let's do this podcast.
Yeah. Are you, yeah.
Let's do a podcast
I
on
get
a
it.
yacht, bro.
I get it.
Whatever.
I get it. Yeah, I'd still work.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Well, you said work.
Well,
I'd still do the
I mean,
podcast. I
I'd
don't know how
probably-
it
still
works.
work though.
I'd probably work like 3 days a week,
That's
but
still
If
work.
that.
That'd still work. I'd still work.
you know,
Yeah, so that would be the reason, you know, like the journey is more challenging, and you feel like I got better because
I get
of
it.
this.
Yeah.
I'm in shock. You've never watched a movie more than once, dude. Like,
No, I have, but not by choice.
no, but
That's
I've
insane.
sat down and watched like
That's
movies multiple times.
yeah,
by
you're just
choice.
like,
this is a
well,
great
yeah,
movie.
dude. Like,
I got friends when Avatar was in the theaters. They watched like 4 times in the theaters.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not doing
I'm
that.
looking at them like they're crazy.
I'm
like,
not
what
doing
is
that,
wrong with
but-
you?
No, I wouldn't do that in a theater. I wouldn't pay for it.
Like The Dark Knight. I watched The Dark Knight like 3 times, dude. It was so good.
The Enter the Spider-Verse, one of my best friends watched it like 3 times. I was like, why? What? I get the second time he wanted to watch it in 3D, even though that's still kind of reaching for
Yeah,
me.
but you've never. There's been so many times where I watched a movie a second time and like Game of Thrones is a perfect example, dude. You watch that again, and you're like, oh my god, I missed that line, or I missed that, or this makes so much more sense to
It
me
just
now.
sounds alien
Like,
to me, guys. I don't.
Wow,
It's not
okay.
that kind of
I
thing.
don't know, dude. I watch Scott Pilgrim every time I see it on TV, man. So
Interesting.
yeah,
Very
I don't
interesting.
know.
On that note,
We're gonna go
it
have
is-
some lunch.
Yeah,
because it
12
is food
Just might as well
time.
just wrap it up then.
The closer we are to lunch, the closer we are to getting
Alright.
home and playing this.
Thanks for blowing up the comments today, guys. Thanks for being
Yeah, thanks for being
involved.
super active.
We love this back and forth between
It makes
all you
it makes
guys.
the show more
Um,
flow more.
yeah.
I was gonna say
It's
flowy,
it's
but never
it's
mind.
give and take. It's
Flowy.
like we're not just like talking to a camera for an hour and a half.
Like
you
we
know?
want to talk to you. That's what I mean.
Yeah. So
We are talking.
But anyways, Thanks for stopping by. As always, remember to smash them like and subscribe buttons. Follow us if you can. Turn notifications on to see when we are streaming and when we are posting videos. You can check out all of our content on YouTube, Twitch, Apple Play, Spotify, and of course our website, fpsguides.com. Also, check out our Discord, link down in the description. Right there on Twitch. Come in, chat, play with us, drop some memes, whatever you gotta do. Keep it PG-13 at least. And don't forget to tell your friends. We have a goal now. Goal.
50
we have a goal. We have a goal. 50 followers. We're over halfway there. We're living on a prayer.
Point down.
Tell your friends. Tell your hairdresser. Tell your teacher.
Tell your blog.
Tell your blog. Tell everybody to follow us on FPS Guides. Thank you as always, and play games.
Play games.
And have a great weekend.
Peace.
Deuces.